Hi, I'm Wayne Cook, and I have factor IX hemophilia. I wasn't diagnosed until I was about 5 years old with factor IX hemophilia. I had a couple of issues when I was a young child that uh, the doctors had questioned why I was having traumatic bleeding. And after I had had my tonsils and adenoids taken out as a child, I wound up in the hospital for quite a lengthy stay. And because of that, they decided to run some testing on me and my family, and found out that myself, along with two of my cousins, had hemophilia, and that all three of our mothers were carriers of it. I grew up in the '60s and the '70s. Back then, you kind of hid your disease, and you didn't really let anybody know, so you tried to live as normal of a life as possible. But growing up in rural central New York, we didn't really know much about hemophilia other than what we were told by the doctors, and that it was a rare bleeding disorder, and that at that point in time, the doctors were telling my parents that I probably wouldn't live to see 20 years old because of the problems that I had. Because of not finding out until so late in my life about factor. I didn't really start taking factor replacement products until late 1985, which meant that I was very fortunate, and I did not contract the HIV virus. So I had dodged that bullet, and because of that, I learned a lot about the hemophilia community in general, and I learned that there was a lot more people out there than myself that had this. I started out getting involved in my local chapter, and I started out as a board member on my local chapter and worked on some various committees, and went on to becoming president of my chapter, and was president for quite a few years. I became very involved with various national organizations, and with NHF and HFA and the coalition, and I have been involved with the coalition now for over 20 years, and have been president for almost 10 years. Hemophilia is not a death sentence. It's your child could live a relatively healthy and normal lifestyle now. From the time that I was diagnosed, almost 50 years ago to now, the changes that have been made in this community have been significant, with the medications that we take to to now the gene therapy and everything is coming of age, and before you know it, I might be lucky, but I would possibly say that maybe in my lifetime I could see a cure for hemophilia.